1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramnayaka. The headlines. It has been stated that the present government has not violated any order of the Supreme Court regarding the draft bills presented to the Parliament. An interest-free loan will be provided to 5,000 students who study higher education. The debate on the policy statement, which was presented by President Ranil Wickremesinghe, commenced in Parliament today. The Election Commission says that all should pay attention to register in the 2024 voting list. 728 more suspects arrested during the Operation Yukthiya. In foreign news, Pakistan election, internet access cut off as voting begins. Minister Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa says that the present government has not violated any order of the Supreme Court regarding the draft bills presented to the Parliament. He said currently 101 countries in the world have imposed laws to regulate social media. Meanwhile, parliamentary approval has been received to the members of the Parliamentary Select Committee to serve in the 5th session of the 9th Parliament. 12 members have been appointed and the first meeting will be held at 1:30 p.m. today under the patronage of the Speaker. Minister of Higher Education Susil Premchand said that an interest-free loan will be provided to the 5,000 students who study higher education. The debate on the policy statement, which was presented by President Ranil Wickremesinghe, commenced in Parliament today. Presenting a proposal, Parliamentarian Madhuru Vittanage said that the President has given the leadership to rebuild the economy, which was collapsed. Parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyalla said that the support of the opposition will be given to the government if the government provides a proper place to the opposition. Currently, the government has not given the centralized money to the opposition, and he spoke on the starvation of the public. He also stated that the only solution for the economic crisis is a political solution. The Election Commission Council says that all should pay attention to register in the 2024 voting list. He said they initially planned to start the registration process on February 1st, but the Commission decided to expedite the process due to the upcoming presidential election in 2024. The registration process should be completed by the 29th of this month. It is compulsory to gather information for the persons over 18 years of age. A total of 728 more suspects have been arrested by the Sri Lanka's police and the security forces personnel within a 24-hour window ending at 12 a.m. today as a part of the ongoing countrywide anti-drug operation Yukthiya. According to the Minister of Public Security, the narcotics taken into custody during this 24-hour window include 122 grams of heroin, 101 grams of crystal methamphetamine or ice, 5 kilograms and 217 grams of cannabis, 23,521 cannabis plants and 1,852 narcotic pills. Out of the 728 suspects, 558 have been arrested over drug-related offences, while the other 170 suspects were identified as listed criminals in numerous police divisions, including the Police Narcotics Bureau and the Police Special Task Force (STF). This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you.
The Agriculture Ministry has decided to reduce the farmland extent of 5 acres stipulated earlier to 2 acres for their owners to qualify to own shotguns to protect their crops. The ministry said that most farmers have abandoned their crops since wild boar, talk monkeys and giant squirrels have destroyed their crops and the damage caused has exceeded 50%. Therefore, the government has to implement the proposal of the farmers, as there is currently no viable alternative to reduce the damages caused by wild animals. MP C.V. Vigneshwaran said he considers President Ranil Wickremesinghe as the best candidate among the others. Making his remarks on social media after the parliamentary session today, he said the president spoke to him in the parliamentary complex but declined to divulge what was discussed. He said he considered the president as the best candidate among the current aspirants. And that ends local news for now.
Elevate your life with People's Bank Excelsior. A comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
It has been decided to provide the information of the largest inscriptions that has been discovered in Dimulagala Polonnaruwa to the general public. It will be declared within a short period of time. Minister Vidura Wickramanayake participated in the event with the officials of the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight. A program will be prepared to prevent the arriving of wild elephants to the villages in Monragala and Buttala. District Secretary of Monragala, Pasan Ratnayaka, has engaged in an observation tour in Kumbukkana, Andaramandiya, Okkampitiya and Helagama villages to look into the matter. Accordingly, it has been decided to reconstruct the electric fence and to safeguard it by deploying number of workers. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines first. Pakistan election, internet access cut off as voting begins. World's first year-long breach of key 1.5 degrees Celsius warming limit. South Korea, Dior bag scandal, a political maneuver, President says. Pakistan has temporarily suspended mobile services as millions head to the polls to vote in a new government. An Interior Ministry spokesman said the measure was warranted, citing recent incidents of terror in the country. The election comes almost 2 years since the previous Prime Minister, cricketer turned politician Imran Khan, was ousted in a no-confidence vote. Three-time Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is now on the ballot in what many analysts say is Pakistan's least credible election yet. Both calls and data services have been suspended, though Wi-Fi networks still appear to be working. For the first time, global warming has exceeded 1.5 degrees Celsius across an entire year, according to the EU's climate service. World leaders promised in 2015 to try to limit the long-term temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is seen as crucial to help avoid the most damaging impacts. The first year-long breach doesn't break that landmark Paris Agreement, but it does bring the world closer to doing so in the long term. Urgent action to cut carbon emissions can still slow warming, scientists say. Spy camera footage of South Korea's First Lady accepting a luxury bag gift was leaked as a political maneuver, President Yoon Suk-yeol said. Mr. Yoon said the act was regrettable but stopped short of apologizing. He has been under pressure to address the issue, which has roiled his ruling party ahead of key elections in April. His first comments on what local media has called the Dior bag scandal disappointed citizens and angered the opposition. Late last year, left-wing YouTube channel Voice of Seoul published a video that purportedly showed the First Lady Kim Kyon-hee accepting a 3 million won Dior bag from a pastor who filmed the exchange in September 2022 using a camera concealed in his watch. Back to the headlines of the world news. Pakistan election, internet access cut off as voting begins. World's first year-long breach of key 1.5 degrees Celsius warming limit. South Korea, Geobag scandal, a political maneuver, says President. And that ends World News. On to development news. A program will be implemented by the government in coordination with SANASA to promote egg production at village level, said Deputy Speaker Ajit Rajapaksa. The Deputy Speaker said that the program to be implemented as a solution to the egg shortage in the country is aimed at meeting the 50% egg requirement of the village by itself. And that was development news.
Moving on with sports news.
On to sports news. The Sri Lanka Cricket Selection Committee has selected a 16-member squad for the upcoming 3-match one-day international series against Afghanistan. Former captain Dasun Shanaka has been excluded from the squad, likely to be rested for the series. All-rounder Chamika Karunaratne, who missed the recent Zimbabwe series, has been included in the squad, enhancing both the batting and the bowling lineup. Except for Dasun's exclusion and Chamika's return, there won't be many major changes in the ODI squad against Afghanistan compared to the squad named for the Zimbabwe series. The ODI series is scheduled to commence tomorrow in Pallekele. And that was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB I Am, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In business news, Chairman of the People's Bank Sujiva Rajapaksa told the SLBC that a new program will be implemented by the bank to promote the export sector of the small and medium-scale entrepreneurs. The program will be initiated with support of the Export Bahrain Institute. All facilities needed for the production of export goods will be provided. And that was business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB I Am, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news. The Monetary Board decided this week to relax the restrictions imposed on the standing facilities to licensed commercial banks under open market operations, with effect from the reserve maintenance period commencing on the 16th of February 2024. The restriction on the standing lending facility will be removed, and the restriction on the standing deposit facility will be relaxed from 5 times to 10 times during a calendar month. And that was economic news.
Weather report.
Mainly fair weather will prevail over the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the central, Sabaragamu, Western and Uva provinces, and in the Galle and Matra district and also Polonnaru district during the morning. That was the weather report. And prior to concluding this news broadcast, the headlines once again. It has been stated that the present government has not violated any order of the Supreme Court regarding the draft bills presented to the Parliament. An interest-free loan will be provided to 5,000 students who study higher education. The debate on the policy statement, which was presented by President Ranil Wickremesinghe, commenced in Parliament today. The Election Commission says that all should pay attention to register in the 2024 voting list. 728 more suspects arrested during the Operation Yuktiya. Foreign news, Pakistan election, internet access cut off as voting begins. Well, with that we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, and it's over to Victor Raj on the other side to keep you company with the rest of the programs this afternoon. Over to you, Victor.
Thank you, Geethanjali. That was Geethanjali Ramnaik giving you the news on Radio Sri Lanka. Let's listen to lunchtime music till 2 p.m. on Radio Sri Lanka.